The Pet Shop Boys, and you're always on my mind. Pet Shop Boys always on my mind.
I want to reach out single beat. My heart starts missing a beat every time. Every time. Every time. If I didn't love you, I would look around for someone else. But every time I see you, you have the same effect. My heart starts missing a beat. My heart starts screaming and messing around with jerks. My car is parked outside, I'm afraid it doesn't work. I'm looking for a partner, someone who gets things fixed. Ask yourself this question, do you want to be rich? I've got the brains, you've got the looks. Let's make lots of money. You've got the brawn, I've got the brain. Let's make lots of money. You got the brawn, you got the brain. You want money. You can tell I'm educated. I studied at the Sorbonne. Doctored in mathematics, I could have been a don. I can program a computer, choose the perfect time. If you've got the inclination, I've got the crime. Oh, there's a lot of opportunities. If you know when to take them, you know. There's a lot of opportunities. If there aren't, you can make them. I've got the brains, you've got the looks. Let's make lots of money. You've got the brawn, I've got the brain. Let's make lots of money. Let's make lots of money. See, I'm single-minded, I know what I could be. How'd you feel about it? Come take a walk with me. I'm looking for a partner, regardless of expense. Think about it seriously, you know it makes sense. Let's make lots of money. Let's make lots of money. I've got the brains, you've got the looks. Let's make lots of money. Money. All the love that we had and the love that we hide, who will bury us when we die? suburban hell. And in the distance, a police car to break the suburban spell. Where's the policeman when you need one to blame the color TV? Let's take a ride along with the dogs tonight in suburbia. You can't hide along with the dogs tonight in suburbia, in suburbia, in suburbia. Run with the dogs tonight. You can't hide. Run with the dogs tonight. You can't hide. In suburbia.
Boy, it's tough getting on in the world when the sun doesn't shine.